Greetings, Leo, and welcome to your divinely guided rune reading here for the week. As usual, we will get a rune, a tarot card, and another rune for each position in your divinely guided rune reading here for the week. And stay tuned, because at the end, we will get a Soul's Journey Oracle card for clarity. I've already meditated and shuffled, so let's get into the reading. In your recent past here, Leo, is the god Ing's rune, Ingwas. This is about kind of like divine masculine healing. This is nicknamed that kind of a healing rune, but lessons in divine timing. This is the seed planted in the fertile soil. So this is an irreversible rune. This is all about stability. Whenever the lines are going like this off of the runes, it's about that stability factor into things, into the mix here. So knowing rather than guessing, right? Responding rather than reacting. Mouth words today, my goodness. Responding rather than reacting, all that good stuff. So knowing that the seed that got planted in the fertile soil will open at the right time. It'll grow roots at the right time. It'll grow up over the ground and produce fruit at the right time. So challenges are blessings with this. The sun's rune, the card of clarity for this is the sun. This is beautiful. Shining like the sun on anything and everything. This is beautiful, like newness kind of energy as well, where it's just authentic. It's just authentic as the day you were born kind of energy. Shining like the sun without any judgment, without any reservations or anything like that. Just super awesome, authentic energy. You have we have Odin's rune, but we're not doing Odin's rune this week. So this is something that you already know or something that's hidden from you. So we will get a rune of clarity immediately for this. Isa, okay. Coming out of Isa, maybe. Going within for that clarity. This is interesting. So we're just going to get rid of that one because we're not doing that. I meant to take it out of the... It's not all the readers use Odin's rune anyway. So moving on. Isa is clarifying this with being still. The ice freezing over the lake is the ability to see deep down into the lake for the emotional clarity. So blessings or challenges with this energy here, Leo. Let me know in the comments below how this all resonates here for you. Sorry for that Odin's rune kind of mix up right there, but again, this is when Odin's rune is in the energetic past, it's a good place for it to be because it's usually something that we already know, but it's definitely worth going in for some review here. Maybe for you. Okay. Regardless, taking what resonates, leaving what doesn't, as we're in the now this is now these, now this, now that, now these. You're going down your path and this log blocks your path before you can move along. So this is like balances of wants versus needs, right? Limitations, perceived or not. Your actual limitations versus the limitations you think you have, which are basically your fears in some aspects, right? Kind of being able to like meet your daily life's demands, but being able to stay grounded and divinely guided at the same time. Interesting. Queen of Wands clarifies this with, I really think that you are kind of showing up in your inner sovereignty, being able to manifest and just intuitively know how to handle what's coming up on your day-to-day, Leo. Like you're giving me energy right now of being very sure. Yeah, okay, this clarifies intuitively knowing how to do this. Okay, so this is the divine feminine's rune. We got divine masculine and divine feminine's rune here. So this is balancing a lot of those energies here as well in your reading. Okay, Leo, so divine feminine's rune is in Longus, the divine aspects of, or excuse me, the grounded sense of flow is what I'm meaning to say here. This is the rune of lake, sea, flow, water, divining with water, dowsing with water. But this is, I think, more just kind of clarifying intuitively, knowing how to handle how you're showing up and manifesting for your daily demands and whatnot. So let's see what's in your near future here. Here we have Sawilo. Sawilo is the rune of the sun. Right there, the sun, the sun. So maybe you're looking for that sort of being able to show up in your authenticity, maybe challenged with this, or maybe, even showing up like that and maybe needing to kind of go within and review. But regardless, you're showing up here in your near future as being authentic, as being in your natural vitality, success, abundance, almost feeling kind of lucky or very blessed, very fortunate, very abundant energy, like the life-giving forces of the sun. Let's get that card of clarity first before we get to that rune of clarity. Six of Swords. Okay, so you're leaving behind a situation or an aspect of something you're crossing the water into, that new horizon. Six of Swords is like rowing your boat away from what doesn't serve your divinely guided path onto new shores. You're crossing some emotional boundaries here onto new horizons. This is very much, I think, you just kind of stepping into your authenticity somewhere, like kind of, healing some emotional stuff too in the process. Yeah, okay. This is about that stability and how that legacy work, okay? Othala here, it is showing up here saying, is it transitory or perpetual? Is it going to be lasting or not lasting? Is it going to be healthy or not healthy? And that's in your near futures. So I think with Six of Swords here with Sawilo, it's like you're showing up in your authenticity, like maybe putting down roots somewhere else. Maybe looking at where you are putting down roots or leaving behind a lasting legacy. Regardless, like you are leaving behind a legacy. Like Six of Swords is like leaving something behind. Leaving behind a bright legacy. Interesting. You can take it how it resonates here, Leo, but leave what doesn't. But I love this inheritance rune here of Othala, showing up with Sawilo here, the sun's rune, and the Six of Swords all together. And I think this is like a new adventure here for you into a new aspect of self, where you are showing up a little bit more balanced with your divine masculine and feminine healing, and intuitively knowing how to navigate this, because you were a little introspective here. You know how to meet your needs. And I think you're on to just kind of some better, bigger, better things here. Let's see what's in your influence here for the now. Wunjo is, so you're influenced by your joy, your happiness. You want to either find your happiness, you're either blessed or challenged here with this aspect of Wunjo, a celebration of joy, of bliss, of happiness. It's like the clan flag of success after trial. So when you put that clan flag in the top of the hill, how do you feel with your clan when you're putting in that clan flag, right? And you're planting it at the top of the hill. Is it grounded? Is it stable kind of energy? Is it boastful? Or is it nice and humble? Is it very much like, hey, we earned this kind of stuff? But regardless, it's usually accompanied with very happy, celebratory kind of energies, isn't it? So we have Ace of Cups here. Emotional fulfillment. Yeah, beginning of emotional fulfillment with a lot of happiness here. I see, okay, wow, Leo. Are you in a new relationship? Looks like you're intuitively having, okay, some stuff going. Okay, this might be you like moving to build the legacy together. But right now, like you've started something big, something like you are influenced by this emotional fulfillment of the Ace of Cups and your joy and your bliss. So whatever that is I don't know if there's something that's been happening or something that's a lack of happening in your life. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is very thorough energy, though. I see this as like Ace of Cups as like a new beginning here for you. Yeah. This is very thorough energy, divinely guided and grounded energy. Thor's hammer here is that lightning quick strike of very thorough energy, right? It can build, it can destroy, it can protect. The choice is always up to you, but this is that dedication kind of energy where that's like dotting the I's, crossing the T's, falling asleep, doing the research kind of thing, but always like doing that research, right? Reading all the documents several times, rehearsing the speech several times, that sort of dedication kind of energy, like you're thoroughly carrying out this new beginning of joy. Yeah, I see you manifesting it. And look at what this leads to, like new horizons for you in the future. That's interesting. Building new things together, it looks like. Okay, so what do you do in the meantime? What's in your advice for right now? Uruz, the ox rune, every step forward needs to be that much more healthy and grounded and stable. It's going to build momentum. So work on building that momentum in healthy ways. Uruz, the ox rune, is yeah, it's calling into focus of what's healthy for us, not just what we eat or drink, but what we surround ourselves with, what we listen to, what our social media habits are like, what is our self-talk, our self-thinking, all of those things. Yes, there is a difference between self-talk and self-thinking. So take into consideration all of those, because we do become like the energies we most surround ourselves with. But I see you building momentum here with this energy. So I think this is you nurturing and like building the next healthy steps forward. As you see in like the aurochs, the ox running down a hill, it might be slow to start, but it gains speed very fast. This is a very fast rune. This is a very beautiful, abundant rune as well of that vitality. Okay. This is a very healthy thing for you to work on, it looks like here for you. So definitely be working on that, building momentum. 5 of Pentacles clarifies this. Interesting. So 5 of Pentacles is kind of like being out in the snow, like feeling like you are in a sense of lack. But knowing that there's warmth, just over there, or just, I think the Rider-Waite kind of deck shows these people huddled up in front of the chapel as they're walking past in the cold snow, and they're looking for warmth. So I think this is you, like making sure you're building that momentum towards that warmth, that sense of security, that sense of abundance, away from that sense of lack. Let's see what that rune of clarity though is for your advice for the now. Yeah, letting go of that. Let divine do that work for you. As you don't need to focus on what you need to be rid of, you need to focus on what you're building. As divine's got you covered with that unintended eventualities of the hailstorm, the hail rune, of things that no longer serve your divinely guided path. This is irreversible, unavoidable, y'all. Kind of like a natural disaster, a car repair, house repair, like an unintended eventuality, something we don't necessarily want to happen, but it's going to happen. Sort of energies, let divine do that work. Let it take it out of your life for you, not to you, but for you. Right? Look at it as happening for you rather than to you. And just that happens a lot more easily when we're just focused on what serves our divinely guided path. Right? What builds that healthy momentum forward. Right? That's awesome. That's awesome. Divine's doing that heavy lifting here for you. Just let that happen. You don't need to really, that 5 of Pentacles. I wish we had a better card, Divine, but thank you for showing us that card, because knowing that we can often be in that sense of lack, Leo, Divine's taking care of that. Just work on building the healthy things. Focus on that rather than focus on being rid of things. Focus on what you're building towards instead. What that energy that you're investing, that perception that you have, needs to be as positive as what you're building. In your near future, being very thorough, yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, you're adopting that thorough energy. You've completed this, and your outcome here, you've done the work. You're doing that thoroughly. You're still doing it thoroughly. This is beautiful here for you, Leo. You're doing the dang thing. You're like throwing your whole self into it. You know, you're not playing the hokey pokey with your emotions, with your abundance, with your intuition, with your sense of security, with your sense of stability anymore. I see you moving on to bigger and better, emotionally fulfilling, beautiful things here for you. Let's see what the card of clarity is. Knight of Cups. Yeah. So yeah, you're taking those steps towards that emotional fulfillment. And I think that's leading you to that Six of Swords. Like, you might actually be looking at moving or a relocation here. That might be what it means here. You could be actually moving towards that emotionally fulfilling energy in your life. That's beautiful. Whether that's a job, whether that's a family member, whether that's a significant other, or, a spiritual guru, or something like that. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Let's get that rune of clarity here. Yeah, a lot more flexible, strong, durable. This is the U rune, Y-E-W. This is called Iwaz, the rune of being durable, flexible, strong, flexing like that. The U branch, the Y-E-W tree, the most flexible kind of wood I think there is. It is, and with this in your outcome, this, like, you are very flexible, you are very durable, you are very strong. Yeah. It's like your outcome is still in a transitionary phase, and you're still kind of going through this, but at least you are thoroughly throwing yourself into these new things, these beautiful things, these healthy things for you. Letting Divine kind of help you out with that heavy lifting. Knight of Cups is helping you into your Six of Swords. Remember that. You get to be a lot more authentic and working on your legacy over here. Okay? You're learning a lot of lessons from all these challenges in your past. Time to apply them. And I think this Ace of Cups here in your life is a very beautiful energy. So make sure you're giving your gratitude as well. Soul's Journey Oracle deck here for the card of clarity. So Divine, please show us clearly, what message of clarity do you have for Leo's divinely guided rune reading here for this week? What one card of clarity can you show Leo for this week's divinely guided rune reading? One card of clarity, please. These are messages straight from Spirit, straight from Source, directly to your spirit, directly to your soul, Leo. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Divine. Balance says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So let's read more about that card of balance as soon as I find the page here. Okay, again at the bottom, Leo, it says balance means bringing a sense of stability and wholeness into every area of your life. Many times when you look at a situation objectively, you'll resonate with one side more than the other. Try not to view either as good or bad, but simply recognize it that it is. The true nature of the scales of balance is to give both sides of a situation your equitable, objective perspective. It can be difficult to understand the side that you don't relate to, but that's a lesson in itself. What is it about you that prevents you from giving both sides of the coin your non-judgmental assessment, Leo? This situation or person has been placed in your path to teach you that everyone has his or her own unique, authentic life story, and you must put yourself in that person's shoes to really understand his or her motivation. Balance is a godly virtue, and if it's struck, you will reap the benefits of the insight and compassion. Namaste. Have a blessed and abundant week.